And welcome to another exciting installment of the Terrorisk podcast. I'm with Adam. You know what it is, Adam. Adam, the returning champo, the returning champion. There are so many guests that have been through this podcast by now. There's there's a couple I miss, but you're definitely one of the ones I missed, and it's so fucking good to have you back. You've been busy, right?
Here. Yeah, man. Fucking work's been kicking my ass, bro. It's like every other day is like, well, you see this weekend right here? Yeah, you're not off.
All right, full disclosure, ladies and gentlemen, we're already pretty sauced up. We just had some good banging ass sashimi.
Oh my god.
With some Kirin beer.
Yes, gotta love the Kirin. Japanese beer slaps.
Beer. Yeah, with some hot sake. Well, the hot sake was like okay,
it's sake. It is what it is.
It's the house stuff.
I can't be too mad at the house sake.
Yep. We were talking about music production.
Mm-hmm.
Adam's classically trained.
Hey, you could say that.
he's classically trained in modern music engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Engineering, not production.
Yeah, that's my forte, engineering. Like I know the technical shit and the know-how and
yeah.
Wherever a musician would have the ear for the sound, I'm there for the technical aspect. He's
like a genius that got like the music handbook, and I'm like the monkey that spent years in front of like a violin and a piano and
Yeah, it's called the golden ears, and I'm not joking about that.
Yeah.
There is a book called Golden Ears.
Yeah.
If you look it up, that's how audio engineers train their ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I put a lot of hours in it. And it's kind of frustrating because I want to tell people it's easy. Anyone could do it. But then I realize I look back and go through that PTSD phase of oh my God, the cruel years that I spent. The all-nighters were rough. I didn't realize they were going to be all-nighters when I was doing them. I always thought I'll just keep working on this stupid track until I get tired and then I go to sleep. And then I realize
it's 6 a.m.
already. Yeah. It's it never ends. You can't stop because there's always something wrong with it. That's the problem.
Right.
I mean, what you should really do is you should work my solution for me is as a producer, what I need to do to level up is to work in a better environment, right?
Right.
I can't, just do this. But although, that was when I was living in shittier spaces, this could actually be set up to be a prime production space.
Yeah. It's definitely got the space for it.
The most sensible thing to do would just be to forget the feng shui shit and just plant this setup here against this wall and soundproof these walls so it's more symmetrical,
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to do it. But I don't know. It's how much do I want to commit to this? It's not that much of a fix, I guess. All I would be doing is rotating this to that adjacent wall.
Well, it would depend how much acoustical stuff is going to be happening in this room for you.
No, I mean,
because you have your guitar.
This is. I'm just talking about for the sake of reference. Just to be able to hear what I'm producing in a way that I know is going to sound good in a car, in a concert space, and in a club, and that's the whole point. That's what us producers worry about the most. I mean, yeah, we could come up with chord progressions, we could make a solid sounding mix, we could do all that, but to make the finished product sound good in any listening setting, that's the magic. That's the hard part. I mean. As a producer, the easy part is creating because we're full of ideas and it's not hard to make one small tiny idea rapidly grow into some big thing, which you see plenty of. It's just the hard part is okay, it's all said and done. Now we got to make it glossy and we got to make it market competitive, which is hard to do because with the loudness wars, with popular music. Mainstream music, I should say, not even popular music. It's just mainstream. It's not even popular anymore. It's just what's shoved in our faces the most. People hate this shit, and it's what they hear the most. It's crazy.
It's they just turn on their phones, open Spotify, and then turn off their brains.
Yeah. I don't like using stream. People always ask me. They were asking me. It's what about your year-end Spotify? I say I don't use Spotify.
I don't care, bro. I'm getting paid worse than a penny. What's the thing under the penny? That's what they're getting paid per stream.
Well, I come from a generation where the cool thing was having your own iPod with certain music in it, that's you're gonna listen to the same shit every day because that's your shit.
Yeah.
Now it's different. It's not like that anymore. Now they have to turn on Alexa, Pandora, or Amazon Music or Spotify or SoundCloud. I mean, SoundCloud is probably the least offensive one out of all the technical streaming platforms.
You'll probably run into some more original shit on SoundCloud than
100%.
You know, any
100%.
other platform.
100%. As far as being a content creator though, in general now, like this is kind of like veering off music, but when it comes to like content creation, I think YouTube is where I'm like landing towards. Some people want to do Twitter, some people want to do Twitch, some people want to do fucking Facebook, some people want to do whatever, Snapchat or Instagram. I like YouTube.
Yeah.
I think YouTube is it's not that YouTube is more sophisticated, culturally in any way, but it's the idea of it that I resonate with more. It's like you make productions. You put together a production and you put it in this space compared to like other social networking platforms where you're more just a brand, and you're promoting a brand. It's just a big ad space for the brand. Whereas YouTube is still a space for creation.
Yes, I agree.
It's still a space for creativity. Whereas the other platforms is just a space for your ad. It's just a space for ads, which is you. Like you become an ad.
On Twitter, it's like you make a hit tweet and then you start like fucking advertising random shit.
That's
like
the job.
Buy panties from, I don't know, Dior.com or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
it's me, the daddy chill guy. Make sure you buy this men's deodorant that daddy uses.
Okay, cool.
Yo, it's me, Salt Bay. Make sure you file your taxes with TurboTax or some
shit. Hold on. Let's talk about Salt Bay and his failure of a fucking franchise. He tried to open like several restaurants and they're all dog shit. And expensive.
recently, all right, Salt Bay recently came into some heat.
Oh yeah, what did he do this time?
He posted a picture bragging on the internet of a customer's receipt that came out to like $108,000.
Wow.
$108,000 check.
Scammer gets scammed, you fucking dumbass.
It was probably some catering, like rich people's catering or some shit. I don't fucking know.
It's like it's the same shit no matter what. It's like people go to his restaurants, like the food's not even that good. It's just
how do you know? Did you have his food? I never had his food.
I can see it, bro.
Like, I don't know if it's good or not. I want to think it's not good. I want to think it's some scam because it's too expensive. But if it's probably at least decent. Like at least decent.
I mean, I'm no fucking chef, but I'm sure I could fucking cook up anything better than's in that restaurant,
bro. Fucking cooking, man. Food. I've been going down such a I got to know when to stop. But all I know is like it's like I'm not obsessing over weight at all at this point. It's just beef and pork. Me not eating those two things was more of like a spiritual decision than a health one or a nutritional one. I mean,
tell me about that.
Nutritionally, I should be eating beef and pork. Like I'm not stupid. I know that protein's just gonna give me more energy, but I just know like on a mental, intuitive, emotional level, I feel more grumpy. I feel more irritable. I feel more I don't know, like on edge. Now that I've gone off that, like I mean, I still eat meat. I still eat chicken. I still eat fish. For one, because I think like chickens are fucking assholes. Like, like they're dicks. Like they eat their own. Like
bro, I've seen a chicken in the Dominican Republic like grab another chicken's head that was cut off because like they bleed them out before they like hang them to dry and then they cook them. But it's like he was just like pecking at the other chicken's head, and I'm like, do you not know that's like one of your homies, dog?
No, chickens are assholes like that. They're like little lizards.
Yeah, they're kind of like flying lizards that just yell at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Like lizards and shit, and
they're kind of weird, bro. They're really weird.
They move weird. They move funny.
I don't fuck with any animal that just like pecks at its own. Like,
I mean, I'll eat it.
Yeah, it's fucking delicious. I'm not gonna lie, but it's like I don't want to be your homie, dog. Like, look at how you're treating your homie. He was just on the ground like 5 minutes ago, and you're pecking at him, dog. I don't want that. I don't need that around me.
Yeah. Another thing is fish. Like, I'll eat fish.
Fish is like, whatever, man. You're just swimming in the ocean anyway.
Yeah.
Let me scoop you up real quick and put you in a sashimi.
Yeah, I mean, fish are like not really complex as mammals biologically,
Oh yeah.
They don't have the chi networks, or in biological terms, they don't have like all the emotion juice secreting like glands everywhere like fish do. Or like we do,
You ever heard the people say like, oh, fish don't feel pain like we do? or some bullshit like that. And
they
that was
might
like
feel
an
pain.
excuse.
I don't know.
But it's been a while, but I remember somebody figured out they do feel pain, but not like we do. You know, when we feel pain, it's like, oh shit, I'm bleeding. I just got slashed in my arm. That fucking hurts. And then their pain is like, whatever. I just got a hook in my mouth. It's all right.
Yeah, precisely. They're kind of like, they act like very sophisticated bacteria, honestly.
If I was a fish, I'd be offended
Why?
by what you said, because that's
why?
crazy. You see sophisticated bacteria?
Yeah, they're like big cells.
They're just huge chunking big cells that are just like driving off instinct, going to the next.
They're basically, it's like they just exist to transfer energy in the ocean.
They're just big giant piles of energy that feeds off of other piles of energy like plankton or whatever the fuck they eat.
Sometimes their own. Sometimes they eat their own.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh my god, the cannibalism always freaks me out in nature. Like when animals eat their own.
Oh man, don't get me started on like the monkeys.
Don't get you started. Let me get closer and move. Wait, you should move closer to me.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Get in your own shot. You see the shot.
I see the shot.
Stay in the shot as much as you want to be in the shot. I would say. I don't know.
There's no strategic placement of the camera. We're just in it to be in it.
This is like some 90s quality shit though.
Yeah, we're in it to win it. That's all that matters.
Hells yeah.
But yo, those fucking monkeys that be eating their like other monkeys. Yo, them niggas are crazy.
Don't call them that. It's like
yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. Nah, those chimpanzees are wild, bro. Yeah. Like they're thinking about murdering other monkeys. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, you know what they are? They act like literal like gangsters.
Yeah,
they're all about territory. They're all about, yeah, they are. They're like tribes. You know, like tribal people.
Yeah, very tribal.
Like they just fucking they're kind of like a wolf pack because wolf packs function in a very similar way, but except they're more brutal. They're way more brutal than wolves.
Yo,
because wolves are scared. Wolves are definitely more scared than chimpanzees.
Yeah, they drive off of like instinct. It's like, okay, I don't know this. I am wary about it, so I'm gonna.
Whereas chimpanzees will be like, yo, let's fuck with this thing. You know, and it could be like an elephant or a human or a tiger. They'll be like, yo, let's fuck with this thing because they know nothing could catch them. Like, you know, whether it's like a. I mean, sure, they're actually no. I don't think like there's many things that could catch them. Like even a cheetah, you know, like as long as there's something to swing on and like and to climb up, there's no way any animal's gonna get them.
Yeah, like once you're in their territory, which is like the trees,
the tree lines.
There's only I think
there's a canopy over you, you're fucked. Like,
there's one cat that can fuck around with trees, and I don't know if it's a leopard or whatever, but that's their domain. You cannot fuck with their domain.
Yeah.
Because that's it, you're done. You're in their territory. And with chimpanzees, the crazy thing is they know what our weak spots is. They know that if they attack the eyes, if they gouge our eyes, that we're fucked, or if they hit our groins,
or if they like remove your limbs.
Yeah, they know how to strategically dismantle us, and that's the real scary part. I don't want no smoking no fucking chimpanzee.
Yeah, but the other thing is, I don't know. You're right. It's like that's assuming you have primitive weapons, but I don't know if you had like a fucking, I don't know, like an AR-15 or like even a Glock.
Yeah,
you would give yourself a pretty good chance. It's just physically they overpower us by like.
Yeah, they got the fast twitching muscle fibers that I don't know those guys on Sports Center, ESPN be talking about. Honestly,
it would be fucked up, so they would never do it. But that would be a real good John Wick bit. Like if there was John Wick against like 15 like chimpanzees. It's like how good is like.
That sounds like one of those trick questions that people would ask you. It's like, okay, you have one animal that you can fight, or you can fight 100.
How many chimpanzees can John Wick kill at once? And they're like,
probably like I don't know, maybe one or two. Like
not 15 though. He could easily take out. At least
I mean, John Wick can kill a couple of chimpanzees, but me personally, like one's my max. I'm sorry, I'm not a chimpanzee killer.
No, I mean, how many like, because chimpanzees are fucking fast, brutal, hard, but John Wick is John Wick. So the question is like, how fast can you reload? That's the real question. It's like, how fast can?
It's more like, do the chimpanzees have guns so that John Wick can steal those guns?
Just chimpanzees.
Okay, so
he's in the jungle. There's trees everywhere. 15 chimpanzees attack him. He kill all of them with just his pistol and like eight mags or something.
Well, I hope he has 16 bullets just in case he doesn't kill him. He can kill himself with the last bullet.
Oh, well,
if there's 15 chimpanzees, give him 16 bullets.
You need more than one bullet to take down a chimpanzee.
Listen.
You need at least 3 shots to be for sure they're down.
Well, if they're headshots,
well, yeah, one headshot will do it. But I'm saying like usually like it's hard because they're fast, so you're not going to be able to get headshots. So the best thing you could hope for is like everyone that comes at you, you shoot twice and maybe a third shot, but to disable them at least you need to do twice.
you need to twice. Yeah, you're
Double
right.
tap.
Because if I shoot a chimpanzee's arm, like what is he gonna do? Like
you always aim for. First of all, it's the head is a stupid thing to aim at. You always aim for center mass, and you put like as many rounds as you can,
right?
Until it's ceasefire time, or your target drops and it's obviously dead. But yeah, like knowing that multiple assailants are coming at you and they're chimpanzees that could go faster than any human and stronger, you got to put at least. Boom, 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 boom. It's at least 2 shots center mass every time,
Yeah.
And if something's far enough where you can get a clear shot at its face, take it. Like do it.
Right.
Drop it in one shot. So that John Wick is that good after all,
Yeah, he's
so maybe he can.
shots.
Maybe he can kill.
Okay, give him like a 32 clip or something. Maybe if he's gonna be fighting 15 chimpanzees.
I mean, because that's another part of his ability. Like he could reload super fast. Keanu Reeves invented that. Like the
gun fu.
No, not the gun fu. Gun fu was way older than that. But I'm saying the flipping of the mag, like he unloads in a way where the mag flips out like really far, so it's just faster. He doesn't have to like swing his arm out. He just goes boom, and then just like that.
Oh, so that was his idea. Oh shit.
For the movie, yeah. But also, it's not just for the movie because like the gun instructors even said like he can actually shoot. Like he's good. Like he actually commits to the practice of like, running the courses. Like he's good in real life.
I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe it. There's no doubt in my mind he can do all that shit.
Which is awesome, because first of all, it's just fun. I could imagine it being fun. It's like just going. It's like going on a roller coaster. It's like, all right, I'm on a rail. It's like playing a light rail game. It's like, and it's like, all right, we give you this course. Eventually, it's like, all right, there's no course, and there's just real guys trying to shoot you. And it's like, all right, it's the same thing.
He just becomes so good at it. It's become like a fucking natural instinct.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Because I could relate to that with like sword fighting.
Okay.
It's who gets the first move and who does it more precisely when they do get the first move. Because there's no point in getting the first move if you miss. It's how quick you can get it and how accurately you can get it. That's the counterpoints you're working with. When it comes to like sword fighting or gun fighting, I guess.
Shit.
Yeah, it's all mathematics. When fighting, like when it comes to like fists, just no weapons. It's mostly heart because like it doesn't. No matter how big you are. The truth is, unless you got some genetic like malformity or something, it doesn't take much to take a guy down. It doesn't take much pressure to like hit in the right place. They go down like a ton of bricks.
Shit.
Whether it's like the growing, the eyes, the jaw, so that point between the jaw and the cheekbone, it's like the off button. It's
just, yeah, right here.
Yeah. Everyone's got something. The problem is like, I guess when it's just when you add a weapon.
Yeah.
When you add a weapon into the situation, that just.
It's like an equalizer.
It's a dimension. No, it's not an equalizer. It's an extra dimension. So once you add an extra dimension, for example, let's say I'm a combatant and there's another combatant. We're unarmed. It's only the dimension of unarmed combat. But if even one of us has a weapon, that's going to up the dimension for both of us. Because that person could use the weapon against me, but what if I take the weapon from them? Suddenly, I could use it against them. Suddenly the outcomes become way more multidimensional, and you're like, oh shit, there's way more possibilities now. You got to be mindful of this when you bring like force multipliers, because it could be taken from you and it could be disabled. So let's say your whole strategy relies on this force multiplier, and all of a sudden that force multiplier is taken away.
Yeah,
your whole strategy collapses. I mean, the way it works, right? Military doctrine, the way they see it is like the strategy is your grand plan. For example, it's like we are going to go with a brute force strategy. Do not let the enemy rest. Then tactics fall under strategy. It's like what tactics support the overall strategy. So we'll use this tactic and this tactic and this tactic to support the overall strategy. So strategies are up top, tactics work lower,
Yeah. So what tactics have you employed?
For what?
Like in your training?
Oh, like sword fighting, like martial arts.
Yeah.
Definitely paying attention. You know, that's what you do. Is like if you're fighting with like people that are also like training really hard, then you want to pay attention to what they're doing.
Right.
You know, see if you could do anything better. See if they're doing anything better than you. That's one thing. Just paying attention, being mindful. You know, like really looking at things objectively and not feeling any way about it. Like if they are doing something better than you, don't get angry or happy about it. Like just you know, respond. You know, respond in kind. Say, all right, this is what I got to do to up it. You know.
Yeah.
And then you got to go through that self-inquiry. Like, can I do that? Can I top that? Can I up that? You know, like, and then it's like, if not, then what do I have to do to get to that point where I can? And it becomes very simple.
Yeah.
If you just ask the right questions, you know, it's like, I can't get to there. I'm not there now. What do I have to do to get there? Can I do that? You know, it's like, I'm pretty sure I can. And you'd be very surprised. Like, you could just fucking do anything if you take it on like that, you know?
Yeah, that person got to do it. There's very little stopping you.
Exactly. So yeah, that's I mean, when it comes to like tactics, like it's really just problem solving. Like here's the problem, here's my objective. The problem is I'm not at my objective. How do I solve this problem? You know, programmers think the same way, engineers think the same way. You know, everyone, like artists essentially think the same way. Yeah, artists are problem solvers too. Essentially, they're like, I have this vision, I want to manifest this into reality. There's what's getting in the way. Well, time, resources, and practice. All right, let's do it. And they solve those three things. Suddenly, they solve their problem, and the artist has their manifestation there in reality. So yeah, you know, it's the same shit. It's problem solving.
Yeah, I definitely see it that way too. It's like, okay, I can't do this. How can I do this?
All right. So if you want to get good now, if problem solving is like the basis of creation, magic, engineering, problem solving, if that's the key, then if you want to get good at it, I would say the best thing you could do is to figure out how to make problem solving fun. Now, martial arts makes problem solving fun. Making music makes problem solving fun. Playing music makes problem solving fun. Whatever makes problem solving fun to you is what you should lean towards. I mean, because everything's going to be problem solving. So you might as well look for what makes the act of solving problems an enjoyable process. And if it's for some people, it's music. For some people, it's martial arts. For some people, it's drawing. For some people, it's driving. For some people, it's building. For some people, it's breaking shit. I don't know. For some people, it's killing people out. Like, you know, straight up. Like,
hey, man, like in this world, you know, some people just have to go out.
There's a thing for everyone, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's kind of like finding a career or like finding like your inner calling to life. Is like what really drives you. What do you enjoy?
Me personally?
No, I'm just saying in general. It's like those people that are like you're talking about. Like, okay, what is their problem solving? What enjoyment do they get out of that?
Yeah.
Whether it be, you know, like making music or I don't know, you know, creating code. What is it that drives them? And that's like the real key thing. What drives them?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true. I think as a guy, what should really drive you, like, I mean, no, this shouldn't drive you, actually. This shouldn't drive you at all. But if there's one thing you can always rely on as to be the one real thing in this world, like the one true real thing that you can always trust and rely on and give yourself to it if it comes down to it, and you'll never go wrong, right? The one thing you could give yourself to that just makes everything worth it no matter what you do.
What's that?
It's good pussy. Like a good pussy attached to a good person.
Yeah. I'm glad you made that distinction.
No, you know what I mean. Like I'm not.
I know exactly what you mean.
I don't think pussy that feels good attached to a bad person is good pussy. Like I think good pussy has to be attached to a good person, basically. You know?
Yes.
So if there's one thing that you can always rely on as a man, it's good pussy. Like
Good pussy is like you don't even have to question it. You know it's there, man.
It feels good and it's attached to a good person. You know, good pussy. Like good pussy. You could always rely on some good pussy from a good person. You know,
oh my god,
that's worth living for. And
that's
it's worth dying
living for and worth dying for. Absolutely.
Yeah. Because you know the way I see it, it's like.
That's motivation.
There's art, there's science, there's intellectual pursuits, there's, you know, whatever. It's like, but at the end of the day,
Good pussy's waiting for me at home, bro. I don't want to fuck this shit up. I want to get some good pussy.
Yeah, man. Attached to a good person.
You know how much that motivates a man? You know how much that drives a man?
Because the truth is, you're not just around that good pussy. You're also around that good person. And to be around a beautiful, good person with good pussy around that's a blessing.
It is a blessing. And people don't even know it's a blessing.
It makes you better. It makes your life better. It makes everything better.
Bro, good pussy will have you running laps around your fucking neighborhood, bro.
Exactly.
And it's like, oh, I didn't know I could do laps. Wait a minute. What am I doing?
Yeah. So again, like I'm just saying, and this probably is mostly relevant to guys. I mean, probably relevant to some ladies too. But
Maybe.
I'm just saying, generally, if you're mostly a dude, like I would say, like, yeah, good pussy is something you could always rely on. If you find a good pussy attached to a good person, you gotta hold on to that.
Yeah, hold on to that good pussy, bro.
Good pussy attached to a good person.
Because you're gonna be missing that shit later on. Let me tell you.
And I actually learned this from artists. There were so many artists that said in very different ways. It's like I've written for many years. I've written many poetry. I've painted many paintings. I've sculpted many statues. I've won many weird sporting events. I've won many martial arts battles. At the end of the day, the pussy is what makes it all worth it. You know, the good pussy, not just any pussy. It can't be just any trash pussy with some trash people. No, it has to be good pussy attached to a good person.
Good pussy from a bitch that'll hold you down, bro.
And what makes a person a good person? Well, that's up to you, dog. Whatever you think, like whatever values and virtues you think is good for you, that you would be able to embody with no shame or embarrassment. That is what you should look for in your good pussy.
You know what I look for in a good pussy? A bitch that will do my laundry. I cannot stand doing laundry. I'm sorry. Like, I'll literally do everything else but laundry. There's something about laundry that triggers me. I cannot fathom just sitting there waiting for laundry to finish washing or drying. And that triggers me.
Yeah, that's mad funny because I actually have a weird relationship with laundry too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I live in I now live in a building with its own laundry machine.
Yeah.
So I don't have to go anywhere to get my laundry done, but I do anyway. Mm-hmm. And it's because, running a laundromat, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a racket, but it's still tough. You know, it's still work. And they also do the service of folding your shit and washing your shit for you. So yeah, I still pay a bit of money, like, you know, every week to like send it to the same place because like it's business for them, you know, it's work for them, and it's less work for me.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like laundry is one of the only one of the last fair priced industries out there.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Like, it's so hard to gyp people on laundry. It really is because it's pure labor. That's all you're paying for.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Sit there until the fucking clothes are washed and dried and then fold it yourself? No, I'm not doing that because I don't want to.
So all you're paying for is pure, which makes it a pure thing. Mm-hmm. So the only thing the business owner has to worry about is keeping his machines running.
Yeah.
So your main skills that you need as a laundromat owner is mechanics, just basic mechanics, how to keep your machines running. And just, you know, basic knowledge of the neighborhood, your community that you're working in, and how to work like money in business, you know, standard, like, you know, clerical shit. So yeah, it's like standard business owner shit. So yeah, owning a laundromat is a very honest business. And it's like, if there's one business that I don't mind supporting, it's definitely laundromat and dry cleaners. Mm-hmm. People underestimate dry cleaners. We need dry cleaners.
I will never underestimate, because when I need my fucking suit in pristine shape, I know exactly where to take it, and there's nobody else that I can take it to.
Yeah, because dry cleaners are also tailors. Mm-hmm. You know,
that is true.
Yeah, they could adjust to shit for you. The good dry cleaners. Like, I'm not talking about laundromats and dry cleaners.
Yeah, those are two different things.
Two different things. You know, like.
Yeah, don't go to
for
a
all you
laundromat.
Zoomers, in case you Zoomers didn't know this.
Don't try to show up to a laundromat with a fucking zoot suit. Say, hey, can you tailor this? No, nigga, get the fuck out of here.
And don't bring your dump of laundry to a dry cleaners either.
Yeah, they're not gonna clean that shit, bro. Yeah, that's not what that's for.
It's two different services. It's so true. We need dry cleaners.
We need dry cleaners. We need tailors. You know what I was thinking? Like, damn, bro, what happened to those like old trades? Like, what happened to blacksmithing and jewel crafting?
Dude, those things will never go away. You know why they'll never go away?
Why?
You know what I noticed? Not only will they never truly die? But now I look on YouTube and people are doing this shit for fun. Like, I mean, you got people that have been doing this for years as a job, right? To feed their families as a tailor. There are people who became so engrossed in like tailoring that they became like pro level just on the fruit of their passions alone. You know, it's like hi, I'm running my YouTube channel, you're on day 100 of this journey of mine becoming a and they take it to some crazy fucking level where it's like, holy shit. And like, can you really knock that? Like, yeah, there's a little bit of privilege involved, but at the end of the day, it's like they put the time in, like, to get like, you know, crazy, because to the point where it's like, you were a barber for like, you know, and this is what you did since the 80s to like feed your family. This guy was a barber because he wanted to get likes on his YouTube channel and do the craziest cuts. And he got really good. Like, he got fucking insane.
My barber is the type of person that you described with one caveat.
You know what I'm talking about, though? You know,
he became a born again Christian, and that was like, oh my God.
I put the care and the love into this, how I feed my family, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's exactly what he.
But then you got the dudes on Instagram who do these insane, like, clean.
Oh, you're talking about the guys that like put fire on your head and all that type of shit?
No. Well, yeah, there's that. I'm not saying, that doesn't exist. But yeah, what I'm talking about is not even that. Like, there's even dudes who just use conventional techniques, but they take it like on the most highest level just to get the views. But they have the skill, you know, because just because they got it doesn't mean they can't do it, you know, like.
Yeah. No, they're actually good, because like nobody's going to you if they know that you're ass. Yeah. They're going to you because they think you're good.
So to me, it's like an example of accelerationism, like through technology. It's because of technology, like social media, like Instagram and smartphones and these. First of all, these smartphones are insane cameras now. Like, they're crazy cameras.
So fucking gay.
They're crazy. So sick of them. They're crazy cameras. Like, they're. You can make an entire feature length film using like an iPhone, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, there's been a few movies that actually were shot on iPhone cameras, and not even these ones, like actually, like, you know, from a couple of years ago. That's what they shot on. Yeah.
All you got to do is just follow a certain principle where it's like stay a certain distance if you want a certain aspect ratio. Yeah, that's it.
They have a setting where you could just like record raw files, like instead of it being compressed, it's just like pure video files, and it's just like crazy now.
The only hard part is I mean, because like filming a movie scene, it doesn't just take the camera. You also need the sound, the dialogue, which takes a boom. Yeah, and the boom is the hardest thing.
You need a boom mic,
which is crazy expensive. It's got to be like 4 figures.
Depends on the mic, but they're usually like, I don't know, shotgun mics. But yeah, they're usually on a boom. They call them boomers, and what they do is that they put a specific type of windscreen, which is like a little fuzzy, that fuzzy furry shit. Yeah. They put it over the shot and they direct it, so it's super directional. Like, wherever you're pointing at, that's all it's gonna get. Those mics are super directional, so they put them directly above their heads, towards like in front of their mouth, so when they speak, they're capturing that sound. And then they usually have a field recorder, which is like SD loaded, and it's either battery or whatever, and that's how they record the audio. So when they go into like post-production, they grab that audio and they put it in the scene along with the video.
And that's just the dialogue, And if there was like ever actual sounds where, like, for example, they're reloading a gun, they would actually do the Foley work, right? Where they have a clip drop in gravel, and then they get the click sound, which is awesome.
That's
but so sick. You know what's cool? Because like
if
I was making a movie like with just low budget shit, I wouldn't do Foley work. I would just get samples, because I know how to sound produce. Like, I know how to place it in the spectrum of a stereo pan. You know, I know how to do this. So like, I know how it's gonna affect the crowd. Like, which is beautiful. Like, it's awesome how it intersects.
It's so sick. The larger encompassing thing is called sound design. Whereas you're putting a sound. It's funny. I did a project on this before.
It's a metaphysical space of sound.
There's so much sound design in movies that you won't even notice it, but it's there. For example,
like, I hear the pan, I hear the stereo going from mono to stereo. Like, I hear those effects. I'm like, this is good shit.
I'll give you an example. There was a scene in Training Day, and I think, I remember it now. It was when what's his name, Denzel Washington, he was like beating up a crackhead, and he was like, "Oh, you want to suck my dick?" Or some shit like that. That was the scene. But the sound design part is that he stepped on glass, and from that angle, that glass was too loud to be perceptible from his position. Yeah. So that's where sound design comes in. So for you who is watching the movie, they boosted the sound of the glass cracking to make it, to make it really noticeable that, okay, he stepped on it. But during that scene where he was standing at, where the mic was pointed, that glass couldn't have made that loud of a sound. That's where sound design comes in.
Yeah.
It gives you that oomph, that impact, so that this is like a focal part of the scene.
Yeah, that makes sense. My favorite piece of sound design in movies, which is a very niche thing. It's a nuanced thing, I guess. But when they're hitting a cigarette and you could hear the burning of the cigarette.
Yes, that's
that
key.
That crackling.
See, that's where the attention to details comes.
Yeah, where it's like that's silent, no music, and then the guy hits a cigarette and you hear the burning like ember and and it's like, yeah,
that's
a good
sick.
piece.
That's sick.
It's a very small one, but it's my favorite because you know why? It takes me back. When I'm in my silent periods with a cigarette, no one else around, and I hit it, and I hear the ember.
You hear that ember.
So when they capture that in a movie, I'm like, that's powerful as fuck. Because every smoker has felt that. Every smoker has been in those moments where they hear that. That's like one of my favorite pieces of sound design.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's crazy. There's like a whole world of like this shit going on in movies and film.
Well,
and
I only know
and
this because just from I barely dived as deep as I could go into sound design myself because I make music. I make electronic music primarily, which opens me up to like a whole world of shit that I could sample, shit that I could remix after I sample it. I could rearrange it. I could distort it. I could multiply it. I could echo it. I could do all sorts. I could do whatever I want to it. Any dimensional thing that I could think of, I could do to the sound. There's tools out there that I probably never thought of doing to sound that it exists. It's like, oh, here's something that'll play it at twice the speed but reverse at the same time and reverb, and it's like in one setting. It's like okay, let's try it out. Or
shout outs to the flanger plugin.
What I'm less interested now in like plugins like that, like effects plugins. What I'm more interested in is monitoring plugins like cymatics. What I really want is an interface, right? Some kind of interface where I have it's a physical interface. So I have like a thing, like a sand surface, like it's a glass like there's a layer of glass and there's space and then there's sand, like a pool of sand. And there's like a USB attachment or something that'll transmit the data. Maybe it's MIDI data, maybe it's just live sound like sampling or whatever. I don't know, whatever it is. But it transmits the sounds, or maybe I could attach it to any synth plugin, and whatever frequency it's at, it's going to make the cymatic shape of it.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So I could
on the sand.
Yeah. So if I want to pick like the right synth thing, tune, it's like, all right, this sounds good. This sounds good. This sounds good. I could attach it to this thing and say which one looks good.
I see. Okay.
You ever heard of cymatics?
I haven't heard of it, but I think I have an idea of what it is.
Yeah, they'll put like sand on
they
surface.
put sand on the surface
and they run like a certain
a certain frequency will make it vibrate and jump up, and it'll make a
different
pattern.
shape patterns, crazy intricate patterns, which is amazing. And which is amazing because it's funny because like all the conventional music of modern, like in the mainstream media, it's all tuned to 440 hertz,
right?
Where A is 440 hertz, or I think that's how it goes.
That's like the traditional Western way.
But that's not
the
natural frequency of the earth, and that's not the natural frequency of our bodies, and that's not the natural frequency of spirit of the spirit realm or the cosmos. 432 is what it is, and 440 is just a intentional bastardization of it. That's the conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called. 12 something blah blah blah. It's it's like stuff that was like.
But
they made a standard like when Bach and Mozart was around. Like that was like, okay, this is a 12 thingy majiggy, whatever. I can't remember.
But I do believe in solfeggio tones, like actual raw frequency notes hitting you and being able to like align your energy. If you're open to that like metaphysical narrative for yourself, like the chakra points. Like we all have this.
I don't know all of them. I know that, people say that there's one for the head and one, it goes all the way down to like our groin.
To your groin. Your sacral chakra, which starts at the bottom, your root chakra, and then it goes up all the way your root chakra, solar plexus. I think there's 7 points all the way up to your crown. Maybe 8. I don't know. But yeah.
Well, what do you do with your chakras?
Okay, so what it is each point throughout your body, starting from the bottom, you're supposed to have a clear channel. If you have a clear channel, then you're going to be open to that spiritual connection with the cosmos. You're going to be able to reach enlightenment, and if you follow the steps. But you can't go through any of it unless you open up your chakra points. And I'll tell you where I learned this from personally, and it worked because I know they stole it from something that was real. Anyway, so you got the chakra points all top to bottom throughout your body. Each point is blocked by a certain emotion or a certain thing. Like, for your sacral chakra, it's your root. It's your most visceral, your growing area. Your sexual organs are your most visceral connection with the material world, as a spiritual being. So, what blocks it is usually like shame. I'm pretty sure it's shame. Yeah, it's the lowest one, where you're just like ashamed of whatever it is you're feeling, your very nature, which is sexual, all of it. If you're ashamed of that in any way, it's going to cause a blockage. That's like, no. Actually, I don't know if that's shame. I think it's fear.
Fear. Okay.
I think fear is like is the block. Anyway, each one is blocked. It's like fear, shame, envy, or like, greed or something. It's like each one is blocked with some like negative emotion.
Right.
And like, if you're able to like consciously go through each point, like, what are you most afraid of? What are you most shameful of? What are you most guilty of? What are you most like, what are you most nervous about? Like, like if you could confront all those things and just release it, boom, 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 and get to the crown, which is like, what are you most proud of? Can you let that go? And there's a boom, and it's like if you like go through all those gates, then you reach what they call quote unquote enlightenment, spiritual awakening, nirvana, Christ consciousness, which is the goal. That's what we're supposed to do as human beings.
Right.
But anyway, like, what introduced me to it was so funny.
What?
I was watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and there was this episode where Aang had to unleash all his unlock all his chakra blockages, his chakra points, so that he could reach the avatar state and control it at will. So while I was watching this episode, and I was sitting right there, and I was like, yeah, let's just do it for kicks, shits, and giggles, because he was like, yeah, let's do it, Aang. I was like, all right, let's do it too. I'll do it with Aang and see go through with him. What he was like. It's like, what do you fear the most? What are you most guilty of? What are you most ashamed of? Like, what are you most embarrassed of? Or whatever it is. Like, they're just going through it, and then I didn't realize it, but by the end of it, I was like, oh shit, wow, that was actually a really powerful, that was a kind of a pretty cool experience. It's from a children's show, and I was like, that's cool.
Once again, anime showing us the greatest life lessons known to man.
But then a few months later, I went through my actual like spiritual experience after winning the sword tournament and going through like the existential. So yeah, I think the chakra points thing was a very, very important thing, because it was the idea of your chakra column. You have this one like beam like going up and down throughout the center of your being, and you could feel it like when you truly focus on something. Like, let's say you're nervous. Let's say you're about to make a speech or do some kind of demonstration or do a show or performance. It's like, I'm nervous. How do I just not be nervous? What you do is you focus, like, and what that means is sometimes, like, when I focus, like when I'm doing tamashigiri, like cutting, like test cutting, I my vision blurs a bit, and like I feel like pressure build up in the center between my eyes, going all the way down, and I feel like, all right, I'm in that weapon mode, like that killer mode, that lizard mode, like where I'm like focused like down the center, and then I just cut, like, it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing or what anyone else is thinking. I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I do it. And I do it perfectly. The only time I fuck up is when I'm like, it was when that line disperses, and suddenly it's like, all right, yeah, there's all that. All right, yeah, what are they thinking about me? I'm too receptive. But when I'm in that situation where it's designed to pressure you, it's like you can't be nervous. So it's like, all right, how do I not be nervous? And then you just take all that perception and you just collapse it into just one stream of focus, going from the top of your body to downstream, nothing else matters. And then you work your way out if necessary. But until then, you focus all that attention on the task at hand.
That sounds like a lot like when I go through whenever I play Tekken.
Exactly. No, everyone reaches it in very different ways.
Yeah.
They do it in random ways. It could be Tekken, it could be martial arts, it could be video, it could be bicycling, it could be like skateboarding.
It could when something's on the line.
Yes. Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is be nervous because you're going to do things that you may not want to do.
And what did you think about after you saw my tournament fights? What did you think? Like you saw I was calm. Like I was like
that was the main thing that I took away.
I was like, no matter what, let's say I didn't freak out. They came to me.
Yeah.
They fucking came to me.
Eventually people will hang themselves when it comes to something like a 1v1 because they're more nervous than you. They feel like they have to make an action, but the best action is to not make an action.
Yep.
And that's what kills them.
And you know what's funny? I had a lot more on the line than them because I said to my friends and family, like I was like, I'm gonna shave my head if I don't get first place. So I did everything I could to be so prepared. But then, like, little did I know I'll get to this position really fast where I was like, oh, shit, this is actually really easy if I let it be easy, which is just relax. You know, like, that's all it is. Just fucking relax. Be so relaxed that you not only do you want to win, but you know you're going to win. What does a person who knows they're going to win acts like? Like, what does a person who knows they're going to win do in a fight? Like, how are they going to move? How are they going to
be very calm?
And then I become that person, and I'm just like, yep, let's go. You know, like that was my favorite thing, and that moment will be etched into my like memory forever.
Yeah, that's a good moment to ever have
because I'll never forget what I'm capable of at that point. It's like I know I could get into someone's head and like really control them. You know, like in a sword fight, no less. It's like I can make you do exactly what I want you to. It's very easy. You know, like.
It is an impressive feat. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, you didn't just see my tournament fights. You saw like my sparring fights. Like
I saw a few of them.
I'm like, I wish I was that good with my hands, because then I wouldn't, then I wouldn't need a sword. Like then I could just be like, a bat. But I'm not. Like without a sword, I'm probably like relatively useless. But if you even give me a stick, I'll be a good ally.
Yeah, I've seen what you can do with those. The training swords. So it's like, okay, if you even had that, you'd probably whip somebody's ass.
Yeah, if I was like a bouncer, just give me that. I'll do pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, those drunk guys will think twice.
I mean, like that's probably even a better decision, because if I use that to like, bounce with, and they take it from me, it's like, all right, what are you gonna do? Hit me with a padded sword? Go ahead. It's like, like I know. It's like I know how they work. Oh, he likes you.
Yeah, it scared me a bit. I was like, what the fuck just hit on my lap?
Yeah. He always does that though. Every time he jumps on one of my friends' laps, he always climbs off like right away. I think he's just testing the waters with other people.
Yeah, he's smelling my belongings. I just saw him sniffing my keys. I don't think he likes your.
No, he doesn't like any smoke. I keep it away from him, Joe. That's why he doesn't like it. He's not used to it. I always try to keep smoke away from him.
Yeah.
Because I read that cats live longer if you keep smoky stuff away from them. So I try to keep it away from him.
Wow, if only that applied to humans.
Fuck humans. Look, he relies on me. If it was another human, they don't have to be around me. But this guy, like, I'm his whole world. So I have to like, try to take care of him.
Did you ever have like the zoomies and shit?
Yeah, like, every day. He gets the zoomies every single day. Man.
I personally have never seen it. And I've been around like my sister's cats for, I don't know, years now. And it's just, it's never been that hour. Like anytime I've been around them, like, I've slept at my sister's house, and it's just like, they never did that when I was there.
Honestly, working from home has been like an intellectual blessing. Like I learned so much shit. Just like as I'm working here, because like there's no boss here. I'm sitting in my pajamas. I could smoke.
Isn't it great?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Bro, you could just like go take a dump and like you're still on the clock.
Dude, but the one thing that I care about most, I would give it all up. The one reason why I wouldn't give it up is for him. Because I know he is so much happier when I'm working from home. Like seriously, like I couldn't care if my boss suddenly called me over and was like, I'll pay you more money if you decide to work from an office, I would say no, only because of this fucker.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like working from home is just
because think about it, like it's just not right. Like if I have the option to just like be around the animal that's like literally just with me, like no one else and nothing else, like I have to be there for him, you know, like.
So I feel bad for like dogs that just live in apartments. Like they just have to sit there.
Dude, I saw the videos of what a dog does when their owner's on, and they just sit there.
Yeah, they just literally sit. Like I've seen it.
Yeah.
My sister had these 2 dogs, and it's just like they just sit by the couch, which is like the nearest thing towards the door, the apartment door, and they just like they bark. No, I'm good, thank you. They just bark at any little like thing because they think it's her.
Yeah.
So that's all they do. They just sit by the couch, which is nearby the door.
Yeah.
Any little like physical thing that they hear, they start barking because they think it's her.
Well, dogs are different from cats. All right?
Yeah, very different.
First of all, dogs shouldn't exist, in my opinion.
What do you mean this shouldn't exist?
I mean, I love dogs to death. I think dogs are too good for us, but dogs aren't in this world because of natural order. Dogs are in this world because of us. We bastardized nature to create these subservient, beautiful beings, but they shouldn't exist. We shouldn't.
I see what you're saying.
We shouldn't have done. Cats are different. Cats have been cats for.
Cats do cat shit. That's the thing.
Cats have been cats forever.
Yeah.
Dogs, we had to create dogs. We had to make
we
dogs.
domesticated them to that point.
I mean, now they're to these retarded little flat-faced.
I don't like that. I don't like when people are like
you think
inbreeding dogs.
You can't look at it
shit.
like just specific dogs. It's all dogs. Yo, here's the thing. Here's the truth about dogs, right?
Okay.
As a canine animal, dogs only develop cognitively to the limit of a teenager, whereas wolves, the natural order, the manifestation of a canine is they grow up to be an adult cognitively.
Right.
Dogs are specifically bred to be basically retarded. They act like they act like a retarded teenager their whole life until they die, and that's our fault. That's not nature. It's not the natural. That's us. Dogs shouldn't fucking exist. If dogs had a choice, like more than they do now, they wouldn't serve us like the way they do.
Right.
But we bred them to be retarded, which goes to show selective breeding does a lot. So maybe we were selectively bred. I always said this. I made a post about this before. I was like, imagine being bred for generations to be like a super sexy bimbo. So by the time you're an adult in 2024, you're just genetically predisposed to be a fucking walking, talking sex doll, right? I mean, I'll talk about me, all right? I basically am genetically predisposed to be I'm peasant stock. So I'm built to do labor and become fuel for some machine. I'm supposed to work until I die.
A cog in the wheel.
That's what I'm built. My genealogy is built to do that. And I know like most people in this world have like, it's like the question is how much of it is grand design? Like maybe there is some madman, like mad lineage who knew that they orchestrated all this for most of us to be built to do like retarded labor for like our whole lives. That's what we're genetically predisposed to do. So we're probability wise like likely to do that,
Yeah. All I know is whoever designed me, they fucked up big time, buddy.
Why?
I don't think I was doing anything I was designed to do, to be honest.
Think so?
Yeah.
Maybe that's true.
Because, like, so the whole reason I even got to, like, music shit is because I realized at a very young age, my father played guitar, right?
Yeah.
And he had a decent amount of money from what he was working. And he always tried to, like, give me, like, gifts and shit. Like, I remember I must have been really fucking expensive back in the day, late 90s. He got me this Casio electric piano. And I was like, I don't know, maybe like 7 or whatever, 8. And I was like, wow, this is cool. But yeah, I'm gonna go play video games. Like I was just a dipshit kid, like anybody else. And I didn't realize what he was trying to do. He was trying to get me into music.
Yeah.
By doing that. And he gave me like a children's guitar. He gave me mad expensive shit as I was growing up. But I was too like, I didn't care about it at the time.
Like, look, People have asked me, it's like people literally have asked me, it's like, because I have friends who have kids now, and I'm a martial artist, so they've said, like, at what age do you think I should have my kid to take a martial arts? And I tell them 6 years old or so. Right?
Yeah, as early as you can.
But when it comes to music, and if they were to ask me that same question with music, I would be like,
1. To me, 1.
No.
Not to like perform, to listen so that they can develop an ear, and then later on they can perform.
Well, if do you want them to be like a musical, like a person knowledgeable in music, or a musician? Because there's 2 different things. There's 2 different methods.
Well, if they choose,
here's how you make a musician.
Let's hear it.
What you got to do is to make a musician. Honestly, which is very awkward to do with your kids. So you just got to trust life will do it for you, and or maybe push them in the right directions. But to make a musician, first thing to do is to introduce them to sex. Once you introduce them to sex, then introduce them to how music relates to sex. Then you will make a musician out of anybody. I swear to God. Am I wrong?
I can't even, like, I don't even know where to begin with that statement. What do you mean by introduce them to sex to make them a musician?
Because the truth is, what do you think is the source of all your sexuality is the source of all creative energy. It's your root chakra. It's the beginning of everything, your conscious manifestation.
That explains a lot of the love songs.
What do you think made you? You think you were made from the brain or the heart? No, you were made from sex. You were made from the sexual organs. Everything, all creation, all creative forces, whether it's music, painting, babies, politics, all the greatest ideas have to start from the bottom up, which starts from where? Sexuality. So if you teach your child sexuality and then teach them music, then you don't even have to teach it together. I'm just saying, first teach them sexuality, then teach them music. Then they will tie it together really quick, because it's very easy to understand that, when I play this beat and when I play this chord, it makes people feel tingly, or when I sing it this way, it makes people feel tingly in their genital area. It's true. It's true, because intention, attention, and will, and the sonic manifestation of that, which is music in a rhythmic and like tonal manner, that's going to affect you. That's going to do things to your chemistry. Like that's sexual in nature. It's creation. It's raw creation in a way. So yeah, I think if you teach a person, not just a child, but any person like who's never known anything, but if they know sexuality and then you introduce them to music and teach them how to connect it, they will become a very powerful musician. Every powerful musician understands this. Every single one.
Get a point there, buddy.
Every powerful musician understands that, first of all, your sexuality is the source of all creative energy, whether it's, again, writing, music, athletics, you're making stuff up, whatever. It has to start with your sexual energy. That's why jerking off is bad, because jerking off will deplete your sexual energy, and you won't have creative energy, and you're just gonna be comfortable. You're gonna fap, then you're gonna go to your stupid IT job. You're gonna get shat on by some manager, then you're gonna go home, jerk off again, repeat the cycle. That's gonna be your whole fucking life. Whereas if you don't jerk off and you just don't fuck sluts, and you're horny, but you know what? You learn how to transmute that energy. It's like, fuck that. I could focus on something else right now. And then you're going to learn another programming language. You're going to learn another DAW. You're going to learn how to play an instrument. You're going to learn something new. That's what it all ultimately.
Something about yourself, most importantly.
There you go. And you're going to have more confidence in yourself. You're going to be like, wait a minute, I'm like this because of this, because of that. But that doesn't have to control me, because, yeah, it's stupid. And you're just going to evolve past that. And that's the point. So yeah, everyone's just gotta figure out how they work. That's really the problem.
People need to like sit back and
they gotta do spiritual science, not just like financial, material, raw science or scientific science, like medical science. They gotta do spiritual science. You can't neglect your spiritual nature. You can't. It's a huge part of your well-being.
It's funny you mentioned that, because I forgot who told me this. It's like, okay, when you get sick, who do you go to? Like, you go to the doctor, right? Well, when you're,
depressed.
When you're depressed, who do you go to? The
psychiatrist.
You go to the psychiatrist. But when your soul's not doing well, who do you speak to?
The priest, the shaman,
There's a giant neglect on soul health. There's physical health, there's mental health, and then there's soul health.
Yo, but first of all, I would never call myself a shaman, But if it means being the only motherfucker who's willing to at least talk about this like spiritual nature of our reality and universe, and that makes me a shaman, call me whatever you call me, a Looney Tune, call me a shaman, call me a retard. I don't care what you fucking call me. What the fact that I believe that I have a soul and that we all have souls, and that I believe that the soul is made of love, and that's the truest, highest ideal of all life. If that makes me a crazy person, what? Fuck it, I'll be that person. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck because I know the truth. I know the truth. Like and. Honestly, my life has only gotten better since I've accepted that truth.
Yeah.
Serious. I'm not Christian. I'm not trying to like adhere to some dogma or religious doctrine. No. All I'm saying is that I don't know everything, but I know that we have souls. I know that we're spiritual beings. I know that we're more than our bodies. I know that after we die, that's not it. I know that we go on for an eternity. I know we've done this many times. I do believe in reincarnation. I don't know if that's religious dogma, but I do believe that. I get the sense that like this eternal soul of mine has done this before. Has done life before. Like probably a lot. Maybe more than others. You know, I don't know. Maybe less than others, but more than others too. You know, like I'm pretty sure I did this before. Like quite a bit. You know, like otherwise I wouldn't know the things I did, which is like I'm not a highly educated person by any means, you know, and yet I somehow make better decisions than like a lot of my peers. So clearly it's drawing on some intuition. Intuition is the kind of like when you die, it's like every time you reincarnate, right? Imagine starting a new save file.
Right. But you get to keep some of the information that you had in the previous.
Yeah. What do you think you get to? You can't carry over the money. You can't carry over material possessions. You can't carry, but you can carry over spiritual experience.
Right, and that's exactly. It's like you start a new save file.
But until you realize, oh shit, my old save files are crazy, and then you finally tap into that all at once, and then you get it all at once. You know, it's like I do think that, but I think all of us are at this point where we've lived many lifetimes. I think you're an old soul. I think I'm an old soul. I think like all my friends are old souls. I think my family's. I think we've reached this critical mass where every human on this planet are all very old souls, you know. So we've already done. That's why history is moving in faster cycles. It's repeating itself faster because we've had every human experience already that we could possibly have emotionally, intuitively. You know, like what's next? You know, we find more reasons to kill each other. We did that already. More reasons to love each other. We did that already. It's like that's why we're going through a huge shift in dimension. I think, you know, it's like because we realize as a species we did everything.
Who do you think you were when in a previous life? If you have to guess. What do you think you were doing back in whatever in your previous life?
That's a good question. I thought about this a lot, and I have no idea. And
really?
You know why I have no idea? It's because the fact that I have no idea makes me. That's one of the reasons why I think I did this so many times. Because if you have no idea to what to put your finger on, that means you had way too many experiences to like really identify with a single one. That means. You did it. I probably did it enough times because like, it's everything. It's athletics. It's music. It's fucking martial arts. It's science, psychiatry, psychology. You know, like drugs, culture.
For some reason, I think I was like a higher ranking, like upper class person. You know, back in like the 1800s when
regal.
Like, a regal person. Like
because you know why? Because you realize you had more self control than most people. And that's something that you don't even have to like kid yourself about because you could see it actively. Like there's people that lose control and end up dying or end up in jail. And you're not one of those people. I know plenty of people who were completely the opposite. Like they were the people that just by nature ended up in jail or died. And they're all dead now. Like a lot of like most of my friends are dead. Like whether through self decisions or like COVID related shit. I mean, we went through a huge period of like trimming.
Yeah, we did.
Like, as a species, as a populace.
Oh boy. Like even socially, like there's just people that just are not around anymore.
It's like Death Stranding. Like literally, like everyone's just isolated. You know, because like so many people are like that connected everyone are just dead. Because it's the oldest people that connected, made the formed the highest levels of the branch networks and connected everything. But once you clip those trees, they're just like on their own now.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. That's probably healthy though in a way because that forces each one to like, you know, be carried less.
For sure.
Yeah, but I do feel a shift in Earth coming, you know? Like I do think like The timelines are shifting.
Wait, what do you mean by timelines are shifting?
Like there's going to be like 2 separate timelines.
Like ours is going to split up?
Yeah.
What makes you think that?
I mean, not me and you. I mean, I just mean in general. Like,
well, obviously, because we're going to be a part of one timeline, and then whatever's going to happen in the other timeline is going to happen.
Yeah. I just mean, like, I think the world Earths are going to split into, like, a 5th dimensional and a 3rd dimensional one, where in one dimension, it's just going to be the same shit. It's going to be the people who are more focused on making money, the war in Gaza, racism, LGBTQ rights and who gets what, and real estate and activism and material gain and material loss and trauma, and you know what I mean. And then there's the other side that's going to be like, dude, I have a soul. Like, what, you could do whatever you want to my body. You're just going to send me back home. You're just going to send me back to the source. I'm not afraid. Like, it was always temporary. This is just a game. Like, there's no point in like worrying about material objects, and it's just the world is going to split. One side is going to understand this element where it's like, we're just playing this game. We're just souls playing this game. Once we die, we just go back. We go to the higher realms. It takes faith. I get it, but once you just to give a little bit of faith, it's just boom. It's like, oh my god, this was the because it makes no sense the otherwise. It really fucking doesn't. It just doesn't.
Yeah. It's like, okay, what am I fighting for? What am I living for? It's like,
exactly. It makes more sense that you're made to think that way, so that you could produce resources and work for like assholes,
Because like, look, people are not living their best lives right now. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Working probably 2 jobs just to stay afloat, not even to thrive, just to stay afloat.
Yeah.
And it's like, what am I doing all this for? They're not getting at it.
Here's a golden ratio to live by.
What's that?
51% service to others.
49%
service to self.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah,
because you can't forget about you. If you forget about you,
but you give just a bit to the others.
Yeah,
but it's mostly even split. But if you give just enough, it keeps everything
just a tiny bit.
Keeps everything balanced, right?
Yes, for the most part, it's pretty balanced.
Okay, and here's another one. Here's a good trick, right?
All right, what's the other one?
If you hold this words to your heart, I promise you that your life will only go good.
All right, pinky promise.
And never tell this secret to like other people, like for no good reason. You could tell it to people for good reason, but here's the secret: free will, right? The concept of free will. Do you believe in it? Yes or no? Just give me a quick answer off the top of your head.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Here's what I say. If life is going poorly, shitty, or less than favorably, like just like if things are rough, if everything is like not where your ideal, if you're still like, in the bottom, believe in free will. Believe in free will with all your fucking might, right? Believe in free will to the end of your days. Seriously, if life is not going to your favor, always, always, always bang on free will. But when life is going good, like let's say you have your finances in order, let's say you have security in order, let's say you have nothing to truly worry about one day and you're living where you want to live, you're with who you want to be with, everything's going good, do not believe in free will. Chalk it up to God, chalk it up to source, chalk it up to the universe, say this is destiny, fate, just some biological directive outside of my conscious control. Free will doesn't exist. It's pivotal because the idea itself is malleable. You could either believe in free will or not believe in free will. But the truth is, depending on where you are at in life, the belief in free will can either destroy you or save you. For example, if you're in the bottom, the belief in free will can save you. You should believe in it because it'll bring you here. But if you're here, belief in free will make you egotistical. Like a megalomaniac.
Right.
It's going to make you fucking power hungry. It's going to make you out of control. So it's going to bring you down here. So when you're up here, you should be more like a Buddhist, like a monk, like be like, no, I'm just going by what the universe tells me. I'm going by my spirit. I don't want material shit. I already have everything I need. When you're down here, it's like, nah, man, Everything's on me. It's all self-determined. I gotta fucking do this. It's all or nothing.
It's that drive.
Yeah, and you got to tap into your animal material nature and eat red meat. Eat red meat, eat pork, and fucking just work out and just focus and just fuck all the distractions that prey on the poor people the most, and then just bring yourself to here. And once you get to here, it's like just throw it all away. It's like fuck it, I'm done. I get my weapons aside. The red meat, the fighting, the anger. It's like I cast aside my weapons. It's like, and then once you get there, it's like that's the trick, and it's hard to do. It's harder than I'm putting it out to be, but it's like very tricky.
Right. Because it's like
it's a mental art.
You have to get there, and then you have to cast aside all the things that got you there.
It's like imagine getting first place prize and you just burn it all in front of everyone. It's like, haha, fuck you. Now go home, play with your cats and children. It's hard to do, right?
It is very hard to do. I don't think a lot of people.
But it's a noble goal.
The ability to do that.
It's noble. And that's the way to free everybody, and that's a worthy goal to me.
Yeah,
it's like if that's what it takes to free everyone, let's all strive for that. It's like, let's fight for that. Let's fight for that option where it's like we'll win it, and then we throw it away. And it's like, fuck you. We're not gonna play this fucking game anymore.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what? I should incorporate that. I should really incorporate that because like, I can see the benefit from that.
It's not just about us at that point. It's about the world. It's about the future, our kids and our kids' kids. Like that's why I feel good about it. Because like this is the kind of thing where I don't have to force anyone to do anything. All I have to do is just look at it this way, and then just live it as if I look at it that way, and just like not do anything fucked up to myself, too fucked up to myself. And that's it.
Yeah, just live.
Yeah, and other people will pick up on that, and then they'll adopt it themselves naturally. That's just, if something's going good for one person, other people will just repeat that pattern. That's just how it goes.
Yeah,
we function like that,
Yeah. So okay, this guy's doing something good. Let me incorporate that into my life and see, how far that can take.
Yeah,
me.
it's just not doing it from a lack mentality. It's doing it from a let's care more about like our surroundings than trying to fuck people over to try to get ahead. That's the bigger problem.
Yeah, that's just it's the nature of the country that we live in. Fuck somebody else over to make a buck or two.
Anyway, we're about at that time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Yo, this is a great episode.
I know, right?
Yeah. Anyway, good night, everybody.
Peace.